For the 100% cheapest coins on the internet with reliable delivery and quick customer support, check out my sponsor MMOEXP by clicking the link at the top of the description and use code SWIFT at checkout for 5% off. Salsa family, and today I'm coming back at you guys with another Madden 21 video on the channel, and in today's video we have a pretty insane team update. Now in this one I'll be showing you guys how I made 2 million coins in one day about a week ago, talking about my abilities and one huge change we made to the team on offense. So let's get into this one, boys. If you guys do enjoy the content today, scroll down and leave a like. But to start with, let me show you how I made 2 million coins in a day. Now, if you were in my stream, you guys will remember the 89 plus overall veteran player method, and essentially the way this worked is we just opened this pack. Now, you heard me right. We opened this pack and we quick sold everything we got. I started off on stream, I think it was a week ago today, with about 30,000 training points, and from opening this pack up for about 2 hours and quick selling everything I got, I was able to work my way up to 550,000 training points. Absolutely insane, and that was easily the best method all year. Now, I hope you guys were able to eat just as much as I did. If you don't have notifications on, you probably missed out on that method, so turn those noties on down below. And essentially all we did is made that 550k training, then we opened up a ton of these packs right here, the Team of the Year fantasy packs, to convert our training back into coins. The training we had made was just free training, so we converted that into free coins, and bang, that was a wild coin method right there. Now, the reason why this was so good is I believe EA put new cards into the game and they must have screwed up the odds on this pack, so the odds on it were insane. You were pulling 94s, 95s, 93s, and you were rarely getting 89 overall players. It was crazy how good these packs were. So again, if you don't have the noties on, you probably missed out on that method. Turn them on down below. And now the second thing you guys will notice as we hop into the team right here is we have a new QB headlining the squad with 99 overall Brett Favre. Now, to be honest, I don't know if this is the best QB in the game. I did kind of want to switch up from Deshaun Watson. I feel like Deshaun was actually selling on a lot of passes for me. A lot of the on-the-run throws he wasn't able to hit. So I am actually using one specific ability on Brett Favre, which is a glitch. It only costs 1 AP. I'll be doing a No Money Spent episode on that very, very soon. But that ability is going to give me perfect passing accuracy no matter what I do. I can be running out of the pocket, full speed to the right, throw cross body to my left, and it will be on the money. So Brett Favre is my QB right here. Strong arm archetype as well, so I'm going to get Gunslinger for cheaper than I did on Deshaun Watson. He also has the fastest throwing animation in this game. I believe he is the fastest. With Aaron Rodgers, they're going to be tied for the fastest animation, and they're double as fast as anyone else. So this is very, very important in the case that you might get a throw at a sack. You can throw the ball before you get sacked. You can get the ball to your receiver faster. And let's say we make a throw on like a crossing route or a corner route, we're going to get it to them faster than if we had a QB with a slower release, which is going to ensure that we get the ball there before it gets intercepted or before a defender is able to break it up. So very, very important to have a fast throwing motion, and that's what Brett Favre gives me. Now, otherwise, if you watch my No Money Spent episode, we picked up 399 overall players, Eric Berry, we picked up Brent Grimes, and we picked up Sterling Sharp. The offense, the defense, those are both looking super, super fire right now. I don't have a ton of places that I want to upgrade. I think my defense is looking really, really good. Maybe upgrades could be at outside linebacker, a little bit better pass rush there. We could also definitely upgrade our offensive line. I'm still looking for an upgrade at tight end, and then maybe an upgrade at running back. Those would be the main places that we're looking to upgrade in the future. But right now, I really, really like the way this team is looking. I want to talk about abilities and go over what I'm using on offense as well as on defense. So starting it off on the O-line right here, let's go over an ability that is an absolute must. If you are not rocking with Edge Protector on both of your tackles, you are simply missing out. With 15 AP, you can easily put Edge Protector on both tackles. This gives you stronger pass protection against elite edge rushers, and elite edge rushers isn't just like a good edge rusher. That's going to mean that you're basically canceling out an edge threat. And now that people think man coverage is nerfed, I don't think it was actually nerfed that badly, but now that a lot of people are playing like it's nerfed, they're using more abilities on their D-line, so they're putting edge threats on both of their outside ends. So that's going to be very, very crucial that we do have edge protector on both the tackles. If you don't, your tackles are going to get their lunch absolutely eaten. And now that the AP cap has been increased, I think it is definitely a must. Now, I'm also running post up on both of my guards. Let me go over the reason for this. Now, the reason why I'm using post ups here is again to try and counteract the meta on defense and try and make it so that what they're running is kind of negated by my abilities on offense. So people are either running with edge threats, and we have edge protectors for that, or they're going to be rushing 3. Now, if they rush 3, there's going to be 2 people rushing that are going to get double teamed by both of my guards. They're either going to get double teams on the edges, or there's going to be a double team on the defensive tackle. And as you guys will see, post up is an ability that gives insane blocking when you're engaged in a double team. Essentially what that means is the guy is going to get pushed down to the ground almost every single time, or he's going to get glitched and sucked into a double team, and he's simply not going to be able to get out. So if they're rushing 3, we're going to ensure that we have post up on 2 of the people that are in double team blocks, which makes it just impossible for them to disengage and get a shed. There's really only one other guy to worry about, so I'm spending 4 AP on my O-line to just totally counteract the defensive line. I do like to pass the ball a lot, so these abilities are nice. Obviously, this is also going to work in the run game, so if you are running a double team block on like a stretch play or a dive play and you get a double team in there, post up is going to work. I believe it is also going to work really well against inside stuff, so if there's an inside stuff, you can double team with a post up, and that's kind of going to counteract it as well. So a really good ability that I think is very underrated on the O-line. Now the final O-line ability we are rocking with is Identifier, boys. I do really like this one. I like seeing where my opponent's user is, so we can decide whether we want to read the right side of the field or the left side of the field. I'll usually throw it where my opponent isn't, and it just makes it a lot easier when you're passing the ball. If you like to throw the ball, this is a game changer. I'd recommend you guys use this one. Now otherwise on offense, let's go over the receiver abilities. We're not going to talk about QB right here because I am going to save that for a no money spent episode later on, but we do have one route tech on Marvin Harrison. Now the reason why I'm doing this is just in case I go against man coverage, I need to ensure that I have one guy on the field that can cook up man. Now otherwise, we are using a deep out elite on Sterling Sharp. I absolutely love this ability. Essentially what this is going to do is it's going to mean that on any deeper passes outside of the numbers, so a pass that is 15 yards or more outside of the numbers, this doesn't have to be an out route. I used to think this was an out route. This doesn't have to be an out. This can be a corner. This can be a crossing route from one side of the field to the other. It can be a streak route on the outside of the field. This is going to give him improved catching. So if there's any sideline catches, any contested catches, Sterling Sharp is making that catch. And Sterling Sharp for me is in a really important spot on my field. He's either usually going to be running a corner route if I'm running tight end corner, so that's a deep out, or he's actually running a crossing route from one side of the field all the way to the other. That is also considered a deep out because it's outside of the number. So I love this ability right here. I think deep out elite is great. I think in Madden, most of the time people are throwing outside of the numbers. You're usually not throwing it over the middle of the field. The majority of the time we're looking for concepts outside of numbers to go away from our opponent's user. So having deep out elite is really great on my receiver. It only costs 1 AP, and that's what we're rocking with on offense. Now moving it on to the defensive side of the ball, let me talk about how I am running my abilities on defense, because it's a little bit weird and I'm going to try and explain it to the best way possible. Now we are rocking with 2 1-steps right here, Darius Slay and Brent Grimes. On William Jackson, all I have is an X factor, so I just have an X factor on him. So essentially I have 3 X factors on my corners, then Deion Sanders is at the 4 with Acrobat, and I'm running man coverage, so those 4 guys are going to be very, very important players for me in man coverage, and those are really the only 4 people that are kind of on an island. Now let me explain to you guys why I'm not putting a 1-step on William Jackson. There's a couple of reasons. So firstly, we put the X factor on him so that if my opponent's just looking on the field, a lot of the times they're going to forget which corner has the 1-step on them because they all have that X factor on them. So the only way you can really see is by navigating and looking at all your opponent's abilities and X factors. So honestly, a lot of people just assume that he's got a 1-step. Now secondly, I feel like, again, people prefer to kind of slow the ball to slot receivers and tight ends. They don't throw the ball a ton to wide receivers on the outsides. Think about it. Wide receivers on the outsides can really only run a post route, a streak route. There's not really a ton they can do. You can maybe motion snap him or put him on a slant route, but I feel like people don't throw the ball to those receivers as often. So that's why I decided to not go with a 1-step on William. We needed one on the slot for Brent Grimes. We needed this Acrobat on Deion Sanders because I needed a star under him, and Acrobat's actually really good. So I feel like that's a solid way to run your defense. I know it's kind of weird. We only have 2 1-steps on the field. We put our 2 1-steps on kind of weird players, but we do have an ability, or sorry, an X factor on this corner right here, which kind of makes people think that he's got 1 step ahead. I don't know. Obviously, all the corners do look fairly similar on the field, so you got to check every single time, and I feel like people don't like to throw it to those outside receivers as often as they do to tight ends, running backs, and the slots. Now with my final extra AP on defense, we are using 1 pick artist on Eric Berry. Big fan of this ability right here. If I had 2 AP, I would put an acro on William Jackson, but pick artist is actually a good ability. I used to not be a fan, but I definitely like the way how it plays. So Eric Berry is my user, Derwin James and Justin Reed are my sub linebackers. We have William Jackson, Brent Grimes, and Deion Sanders on the field. Chase Young, LT, Michael Strahan are going to be kind of rushing for me, and then Devin White is in a really, really important position on my defense. If you have my ebook, you know exactly what we're talking about. Devin White is probably the most important card on this defense. He is an absolute animal for us. So yeah, that's really going to do it for me from the video. Hope you guys have enjoyed this one. Again, in terms of future upgrades, I would say we could upgrade for our pass rush. So maybe if LT gets a new card, Michael Strahan could potentially use an upgrade. If Vaughn Miller gets an upgrade, we put him in the place voice where LT does. Then on offense, tight end and running back could be upgrades. I pray that Alvin gets a new card. I absolutely love the way this card plays. If Alvin got another card, whew, he would just be absolutely wild. The change of direction would be up even more. The catching would be crazy. Agility would be even more. Man, Alvin's such a crazy card. I hope he gets a new one in the future. So yeah, that's really gonna do it for me. Hope you guys have enjoyed today's video. If you did, scroll down, leave a like, hit that sub button if you are new. And until next time, boys, I'm out. Peace.